Valve has just released a massive balancing patch for Deadlock this morning, and there's a lot of adjustments that will affect the current temporary meta, but also everyone's gameplay and experience with the game, even yours. Hello there, it's Haz here, and today I'll quickly guide you through the Deadlock Patch Notes with the most significant changes in it in my opinion, and general player-based reactions, so you're up to date, but keep in mind I still recommend checking the full notes for yourself, as there are a lot of very minor changes that I will not be listing in this video. First and foremost, Valve has made some changes to the game's matchmaking to improve game quality but also accessibility for new players. Moving on, new players will only match new players until they have accumulated 4 victories in their profile. Additionally, 6-player parties will no longer match against solo players, which might increase their queue times, but it was definitely a much needed change. They have also removed the time zone and playtime restrictions, so you can play Deadlock 24/7 pretty much, which I think is their reaction to the leaked console commands that let players switch between regions, so now they just completely removed it instead. We can enjoy Deadlock anytime we want. Before we get to the major parts of the patch notes, there are also other global changes to the game to get through quickly. Spacebar will no longer cancel your abilities, so no more accidents. Using the ability button again will do so instead. When it comes to troopers and orbs, you are now able to practice how fast you are in sandbox mode, and they changed it that the system will prefer claimers instead of deniers when the reaction times are very close between players. When it comes to unlocking item flex slots, the walker one has been changed to unlock after defeating 2 enemy walkers instead of the first one. And my final global change I'd note here is that all ability cooldowns and items have been increased by 6% globally, and this is on top of the cooldown increases you're able to read in the patch notes. Pretty important change, I would say. If we're starting about changes that affect everyone globally, let's go through the map and mini-map changes before getting to items and heroes. They have introduced a brand new mini-map for the moment, along with fancy new hero icons that look fantastic. Overall, my impressions are that they wanted to increase passive visibility of the minimap. I definitely feel it is more in your face and I like it, but there's one major change that makes the new minimap terrible in my opinion, and it's the new indicators for neutral or jungle monsters, as they have replaced their icons with transparent green glows on the buildings they are in. Let me know if you prefer the icons or the new glows in the comments below. Apart from the minimap, the map also went through 3 changes, some more minor, other fairly important ones. On the former orange lane, which is now green lane, they have added a new connection with a veil looking out into the middle, just like every other lane had before, for a more defensive positioning with a veil. The next update has been once again for the green lane, for the garage and the nightclub buildings where the vending machines are. They have removed the outer ropes going to the roofs, if you remember, and instead the ropes are now inside the building, going all the way to the roof. The most logical reason for this change, I believe, is that not enough players know about the vending machines still, and the new rope placement will force players who use it to see the machines on the 2nd floor and hopefully learn using them. Finally, a big upgrade for defending your base. They extended the upper walkway between the outer lanes, so you are now able to just walk between the mid lanes and the outer lanes as such. There's a brand new platform under the patron in the middle. This might be the most significant change here, that allows a clear overview of both the outer base and the inner core for the final patron. And then they also added 2 juke closets facing the patron a bit on the outside for those who like to use these rooms. Those are all the map and minimap changes, so let's move over to items. So there's a bunch of changes to the in-game items. Most of them are 1 or 2% changes in their values, definitely worth a read, but there's a couple of them that are very impactful, so I'll only note those. For the weapons category, restorative shot, rapid rounds, and burst fire got some nice buffs, while melee items have been nerfed across the board. Glass cannons maximum stacks have been increased from 5 to 7, meaning you can now stack up to 70% increased weapon damage from hero kills. And Frenzy's lingering time has been increased by 50%, so the bonuses of being under 40% health will stay on you for 6 seconds instead of 4 if you get healed back up. All of them pretty significant buffs, but please again make sure to read the full patch notes for minor changes on items, as there are some other nice changes. For vitality items, Healing Right has become the base item for Health Nova, so it is now a natural upgrade for those who like to use the item, definitely impactful for supportive heroes. And Phantom Strike has received a big nerf, not only halving its base damage from 150 to 75, but its spirit power scaling has also been reduced from 2 to 1, very understandable with how powerful for an item it is. For quality of life, I love the Fortitude change that regens your health if you haven't been attacked recently. Lane troopers will no longer count as a preventative case for its effect to activate. Lastly, the significant spirit item changes. Surge of Power is further buffed, now also giving the user plus 10% fire rate bonus for 6 seconds upon using the imbued ability, and Rapid Recharge now gains a plus 12% weapon damage bonus on top of everything else. Both changes are excellent additions for most spirit-based characters, but I especially think it's important for hybrid heroes like Vindicta or Wraith. Finally, all the changes to the heroes. There's been a lot of adjustments and bug fixes, but the most impactful changes in my opinion have been done to Kelvin and Vindicta, both current meta-defining changes. I won't go into all the details with everything, as a lot of them are minor number adjustments, but Abraham's Dynamo, Pocket, and Viscous has received several nerfs, so if you main those characters, check out how they have been affected just in case. Then, with the major changes, first Bebop. His weapon beam will also now work while jumping and would get interrupted, so using his weapon is gonna be a lot smoother. Hook range has been reduced from 35 meters to 30, thank god. And their ultimate hyper beam will also have an AoE effect if used on the ground, just like if you attack heroes, so it's a great corner poke now too. Kelvin has got massive nerfs to their meta use. Their Arctic Beam's fire rate slow has been reduced from 80% to 40%, which is massive all around the game, but will also decrease its laning efficiency. And the meta-defining change is that Kelvin's ultimate, if used on an objective or the mid-boss Rejuvenator, will temporarily freeze those objectives and you will not be able to claim or destroy them while the ultimate is active. This has been one of the major reasons Kelvin is in the meta, but keep in mind his ultimate will still be good for defending objectives and delaying teams, so we will see what teams will do. There's a noticeable change for Moe and Krill mains in my opinion. You are now able to use your first ability Scorn while using your ultimate combo, allowing you to not only apply the damage increase from it mid-combo, but also heal yourself if needed during it, which is extremely good and overlooked in my opinion. Then 7's ultimate went through some changes, some nerfs, but buffs I think also. Storm's cloud damage is reduced from 124 to 110. Its maximum radius is reduced from 30 meters to 25 meters, but Storm Cloud's cooldown is reduced from 180 seconds to only 140 seconds now. Overall, buff or nerf, judge it for yourself. Shiv's Bloodletting deferred damage clear has been nerfed by 10%, so they'll take more damage over time moving on, and Warden will also have a 50% bullet resistance while activating their ultimate. The final specific hero changes I really want to note here are for Vindicta, as she got buffed, and that will be meta-defining most likely if nothing changes. Her Crow Familiars will now decrease bullet resistance for their targets, overall helping laning and such. But her Assassinate ultimate will now also have a 20% damage bonus if you headshot your targets, increasing the hero's skill cap even more, and most importantly, the bonus souls from Assassinate, which is plus 850 on maximum upgrade if you didn't know, will now be shared with all the assists for the kill, which is bonkers. If this is 100% share from kills, that means each Assassinate would give 850 bonus souls to the whole team, which is actually ridiculous if you think about it, if not straight up broken. So I'll be curious about the reactions to this change. Let me know below what you think. But those are all the major changes I wanted to very quickly introduce regarding the patch, everyone, and you should be pretty much up to date with it by now. If I missed anything you personally think is super important, of course, please share it in the comments below to help out others. But like I said, if you want to be super thorough, the patch notes are linked in the description and the pinned comments below, so you can read it for yourselves. Thank you for watching, everyone. I'm curious, what is your favorite change of this patch now? Do let me know below, as I'm curious what you all think. But that is it for today's Deadlock video, everyone. Take care, and I'll see you the next time.